co-host Don Ferguson, celebrity stylist, hairstylist, and makeup artist Don Ferguson, and myself. This is Ask a Licensed Cosmetologist, and we are ready to talk about your beauty is the main character. And I was like, what does that mean? Like, Don, what's your definition of the main character? I'm gonna see if we got the same thing going when I think, because well, let me say what I think the main character is. You correct me if I'm wrong. For me, the main character is uh like when you're trying to go for something, or you're trying to, what's the word, like you're trying to, not trying, when you want to become something, right? Am I saying that right? Like you want to become something, or you want to achieve something, and it's going to take for you to step out of your comfort zone, or what you think, what you've been doing, your regular, and you're changing everything in order to achieve that moment, that whatever it is that you're achieving. Does that make sense? Am I saying it right? Go ahead and tell me if I'm wrong. Go ahead.
Main main character, um, I think of, you gotta prioritize what you deem the main character is, right? So let's say beauty. If you focus on, your beauty is your main character, that what does that mean? That means the whole wellness of beauty. Beauty is an inside thing, it's not a topical thing, right? So it's we have to, what we feed into our bodies to produce the beauty in which we hope to see or prioritize, or have it, bring it to light, right? So whatever the vision is, or the beauty vision is, the goal is to bring that to light. And how do you do that? You have to first um decide, the supporting the main character. What's the main character? Is it your, you understand what I'm saying? Yeah, is it your hair? Is it your skin? Is it your nails? For some people, the main character, beauty is the aesthetics of beauty, not necessarily um the inside beauty or the internal beauty. It's the outer beauty, the outfit, as opposed to the actual fit or the wellness of the body. Okay. um the hair, you know uh more so focused on the styling or the aesthetics of the styling, and rather than the actual care of the hair, or maintaining or preserving the beauty, if that makes sense. So,
Stopping in. Um, what that kind of remind me of? Remember the other day when we were doing the makeup, you were doing my makeup for the movie, and I was like, hold on. So always we always got one child. And I was asking you, I was saying, isn't it bad when you try to pop your lips and yeah, eye makeup? You remember that conversation? And you was, yeah, like you can't have, I said you can't do both. Remember, we were talking something like,
to make a you pick which one you would like to enhance. Like, you won't go with I want a bold or soft look, or a bold glam or a soft glam. Okay, so a bold glam is, eye makeup, soft eyes with a nude lip. Okay, bold is bold eyes with a strong lip. You know what I'm saying? So it's more exaggeration on the particular area, eyes, lips. And when it comes to your clothes, makeup is always the secondary um factor. It's not lead. So when it comes to your total fit, um, in terms of your image, makeup is secondary. Uh-huh.
main character. Something is going to be the main character. Does that make sense? Okay, that so when you were explaining the whole thing, I'm like, oh, it's kind of like you're saying like, okay, this is going to be the main character for you in this situation. You know what I mean? So you like when you told me, hey, we're gonna I'm gonna give you more of, I think that time you contoured me. You were like, I'm gonna contour you this time. You know what I mean? So I kind of understand now what you're saying. So what does it mean? Hi Chastity, thank you for stopping by. Go ahead if you guys have any questions, please go ahead and ask. Okay. So question for you. What do you think about so we kind of got the definition of main character. And the reason why we for everyone, the reason why we created this topic to talk about is a lot of times that we don't realize, for me, this is what I'm thinking about. Don, you give your own, what you think about it, but a lot of times we will leave the house in our main character, whatever that may be, right? And what we're stating, that topic is your beauty is the main character. So we wanted to kind of talk about different people, you know what I mean, to kind of give you an idea and to help you out if you're, struggling with, you know what I mean, like not realizing that when you pop out, when you come outside, whatever it is, where you run to the store or whatever, people are looking at you, and that is the main character. Your first the first impression is what you look like when you step outside, right? So go ahead, Don. One of the things we talked about, that I brought to you, we were talking about Rihanna, and Rihanna was already going to be this big superstar, which everybody knew when she came out with Umbrella. I think Umbrella, she had the bob cut, but what took her where everybody was like, whoa, and I don't know if everybody caught it, was when, I think people in the beauty industry caught it, was when she did that, what was it, like a mohawk type thing, the mohawk mullet type style. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I would say it was a mohawk. I saw like a little tail in the back there, shade sides. Her frontal area was a bit long. Yeah. hmm
All that, she started coming out, and it was more, and once she got that, it was more of her that was coming in to her. It's the weirdest thing, like when you get your cut or when you do your style, like with your dreads and different things like that. Whatever you when you take care of yourself, it makes you, what? Oh Lord, these people. Whatever you do, it makes you feel good. So like, you know what I mean? Like, so if you had a bad day, you woke up in the morning and you do your makeup and your hair or whatever, you start feeling like that character. So when I saw Rihanna, when she cut her hair, she was already doing her thing. But when I saw Rihanna, when she cut that hair, then you saw the more risky side of her. You know what I mean? Because when she started out, she was like that cute Caribbean girl. You know what I mean? Hi, Linda. Thank you for stopping by. Hi, Gina. She was that cute Caribbean girl with the bob, and she was dancing and everything. But when she came with that cut, I don't know what it did. It took her to another level. So that's what I wanted to say as an example of your beauty is your main character. I wanted you to kind of comment some more on that, or what you think.
Right. And when I say beauty in terms of making beauty your main character, are we putting our health um as the main character? Okay. Are we putting our wellness, our well-being, our mental space, are we putting that in that's also a main character, right? Okay, our entire well-being is the main character, not, like I said, not the aesthetics of us, right? It's an internal thing with us that we need to be aware and made aware of, like, because if you make it your priority, you will operate in the sense of care, right? So you wake up and you go in with a grateful mood. I'm thankful that I'm up. Okay. I got up for I'm able to try again, whatever it is, right? I have the good Lord gave me another day to try again, to work on being healthy. And if you're not healthy, you can't fulfill your dreams because you're not at the best of health. So your health to me is the main character for beauty. When it comes to beauty, your wellness, your well-being is the main character when it comes to beauty, not the aesthetics of, looking good. Yes, we know if we look good, we feel good, right? But we want to we want to incorporate um more of more self-love, prioritize that, right? In terms of dieting, in terms of eating right. We only get one organ. We only, it's not like we're gonna, something happened to our arm, we're gonna get another arm, right? Each limb is just that. We're not gonna, and the thing with our skin and our hair, yes, we're gonna chop it off, and yes, we're gonna get a new layer of skin, right? I love your haircut. Yes, awesome job. So, you know, in the that's the aesthetics of the beauty, right? But internally, we have to go in and we have to support the growth of the cell system, right? Of our cell system that produces our skin, right? We all know that that's the science of recreating our skin cells, right? It's our cells that recreate produce our skin. So that's not something that's coming from the outside. That's coming from the inside, right? We have to go in and eat right, right, to produce that outer layer, to give the cells the nutrients that it need to produce that strong outer layer. So, when we operate in the mindset of putting our beauty or our wellness as a priority, we begin to create and form those habits that will, hopefully prolong us in being here. So for me, the wellness is the big part, is the priority. Mhm.
And you looking like you look like you done chopped off like 20 years. I don't know what's going on with you today. There's schoolgirl look going on today. But I was gonna say that's kind of cool that, huh? Oh, that's that watermelon.
Detoxing, but it's just really juicing. Yeah, I've been getting it in. A lot of exercising for the summer. Yes, ma'am.
Actually living. And I'm gonna say this because I was just watching this lady. She's funny to me. She's on YouTube. I think it's Shira 7. But she be on some stuff, right? But she was telling, she always say, she said, sprinkle, sprinkle, honey. Take care of that skin, honey. You can put it. So I heard her today. I was, working around the house, and she said that, you have to do your skin. She pushed the skin a lot, and I was like, she kept saying, and she said the reason why, she said you have to take care of your skin, do your do your exfoliations. She was talking about, eat the right food, the avocados, all those things that make your skin look good. And the reason she said that is because she said, and we talk about this, and I'm glad she did say it. She said, because you can put on fabulous makeup, but if your skin looks bad, it's going to show up under your fabulous makeup. So you can get a celebrity stylist like Don Ferguson to lay your makeup, but you can only do so much. You're not a surgeon. You know what I mean? Even though you are a miracle worker. So it's the same thing with hair. Like women come in and their hair is already in a bad state a lot of times. And what a lot of hairstylists do, instead of helping them to correct the situation, they would show you, look how dry it is, look how much is breaking off. I'm gonna cut this off and I'm gonna style it. But the problem is that because you're not getting the proper treatment, because you're not getting the proper treatment, you your hair looks good for a few days and then it goes right back to the dryness, to the breakage, to all those different things, because of the simple fact that you haven't taken care of the other part. You know what I mean? So you'll get that look. You'll have that look and it looks polished and it looks great for a few days, and it won't last because you have not done the necessary steps to take care of that. When it comes to that, when it comes to talking about your beauty is the main character. So, what are the things as a woman that you can point out, Dawn, when as far as the main character? Let's say a day in a life of a woman that whether she has a six-figure job or she is a stay-at-home mom. What are the tips for them to know, because they may not really understand, well, how do I make myself the main character? And it's also, like you say, it's mentally, it's not just the physical. So can you kind of elaborate a little bit more on that? I'm sorry, I'm putting you on the spot. I'm gonna jump in there too.
I think when you just make like we make a conscious effort to go to work. We make a conscious effort to wake up, brush our teeth, put on our clothes, greet the world. You make a conscious effort in putting yourself first, right? So it starts with a simple gratitude when you open your eyes, being thankful of the day. Okay, I woke up. Okay, next thing, I do, if you exercise, for me, I get up and start moving. Okay. Um, shower. I don't know what somebody, day is like, but for me, it's meditation, exercise, and my routine in terms of my facial routine. I don't wear makeup every day. I only wear makeup if I'm going out. I'm focusing on, my diet to produce, a healthier skin, if that makes sense. Okay. So, exercise. I just know that that is just a part you know, of your life. You have to, like they say, well, I just want to lose this weight, or, I just want to do, you just take a pill and boom, the weight is gone. You have to change your lifestyle. Your lifestyle has to incorporate exercise, eating healthy, meditation, some quality time, no internet time, you know what I'm saying? Reading. You're gonna have to go back to the old school where, because we could all just pick up our phones and we could stroll for hours, right? But it ends up eating up our time, right? During the day. If we just sit, I could be hours on my phone and don't know it, watching YouTube. And before you know it, yeah, yeah. Mhm.
Years. But my mom used to watch soap operas. And then I got grown, I had my kids, and I had my daughter and I was staying at home. And my ex said to me, he came home from work, he's, oh, hi from Kenya, who was that? Oh, how healthy. Thank you. And so he said, he made the comment to me. He said, those people that you watching on TV, they done came and recorded that a long time ago. They living their life. They done did that. I was like, man. So he said, well, you sitting there watching TV. That's not live. That's pre-recorded. So those people came on, did their thing, and you still laying here 7 hours later. I was like, what? And I was like, oh, you know what? Let me get myself together. So that one statement, I never watched soap operas again. You know what I mean? I'm like, oh, and you come back 20 years later, they still doing the same thing. Rebecca had a baby from John. You know what I mean?
The thing, it's gonna keep you locked in. Everything is already designed to take your day. America is beautiful, right? It's gonna everything is right there at your fingertips. So you have to be able to implement some form of self-control, in order to accomplish what you desire. You know what I mean? Because there's so many things out here that just eat away your time and your day. And before you know it, you're like, I haven't gotten anything productive done. Like for real, you know. Hmm.
And I got some real ice cream. I was like, I don't even know this brand. Oh my God. I said, oh my God. So tomorrow I gotta get back on there and do what I do, which is cardio early in the morning, like 6:30. So the sun comes out. And then I come home. Go ahead. You was about to say something? So
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on. We got a lot of cereal today, nuts and flakes. Um, but I was gonna say that the other part is that if you know you have something coming up, you know how you wake up in the morning and you kind of just like go to the closet and like, child, what am I gonna wear today? No, 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 no. Prepare yourself. Prepare. Just like you would do, this is part of loving yourself. Figure out what is it, how do you want to feel? How do you that's how I do it. It's like, oh, what's tomorrow? Monday? Oh gosh, I need to wear something bright, something green, something like that that's gonna put me in the mood because you already know it's Monday morning. You got to go in there, everybody calling, and all these different things. So the first thing I would say to set the mood is to figure out the night before what is it that you're going to wear. Even if you're a stay-at-home mom and you with your children, what are you going to wear the next day? I 100% believe in taking care of yourself, even if you have the little ones, even dressing them. And you guys may go to the mall, you can go for a walk, different things like that. But I would say first find an outfit that makes you feel good. What makes you feel happy? You know what I mean? So that's the first thing. The second thing is like we talked about your skin regimen. Make sure you have a skin regimen, create a skin regimen. They have so many YouTube videos, so much stuff out here. Not saying everybody works, everybody has the right understanding, but I would say that's the second thing you look for. You look for your hair. How do you want your hair to be? What is it about that what kind of style you want to do? So you're creating this character, whether you realize it or not. And I know it sounds redundant, or it sounds like, oh yeah, you always say that, but I'm telling you, if you start putting it in place little by little, day by day, because you may be one of those people, it's a lot of you, and I know it is because I was a hairstylist for over 25 years. You guys don't like doing your hair. You guys don't want to be doing no makeup. You just want to wake up like every woman and be like, I woke up like this. No, no, it takes time. So you got to put it together. But just like you pour into your children, just like you pour into your significant other, just like you pour into your friends, you got advice for everybody, your family, everybody. You the person everybody come to. You the matriarch of your family. Just like you pour into these people, you have to do that for yourself. That is a part of the self love. It's not just the health part, but the other part is when you walk out the house and feeling good, or when you're walking around your house and you feel good. When you start feeling good, you start doing things. You start doing things more for yourself because you like that feeling. Because we have life situations that come every day, and sometimes some days may be harder than the other. So you have to create that main character. What is your beauty? uh for everybody may not be a eight, what do you call it, an hourglass figure, but what is it that you like about yourself? There's something on your body that you like. I remember Nipsey Hussle and Lauren London were doing this cute interview back and forth, and she said, what's the part of what's the part of the body he like? Well, you know what the man said. He said a backside. And she said, "Well, what do I like about myself?" And he said your nose, because she had a cute nose. But so you know what I mean. So I pay attention to her now, because I'm like, when I see her makeup, she makes sure that nose is on point, right? And so, and she does have a cute nose. So there's something on you that you have. Maybe you're not feeling great about your weight, or maybe you're not feeling great about your hair. Maybe you're in a stage where you may be dealing with some type of issue with your hair, whether it's medical, whether it's some form of hair loss, whatever it may be. You still can find ways to make yourself beautiful and make yourself the main character, because guess what happens when you make yourself the main character? People start noticing your significant others start looking back like, oh, what's going on with her?
Main character. And the main character is never loud. The main character is always seen. She's not the main character is never loud. It's not a sound, it's not a noise. The presence is there. And yeah. Mhm.
So good today. I don't know what happened, Don, but you feel so good. I see it in your smile. I see it in your skin. I'm just like, look at this sister. You know what I mean? I'm looking at you on the biggest screen. Yes, I can tell you had a, I don't know, you had a great weekend, a great day, or just the manifestation of what you've been doing. You've been putting in the work, so now it's manifesting. And so, but you tried exactly, but thank you, welcome. But it's day by day. It's not something that happens overnight, becoming the main character, because you may have came out of some type of trauma, or you may be going through some heavy stuff. So it's not like you're gonna say, you know what, let me put these clothes on and like that. I'm not telling you to do that, because that's gonna make it go away. But what it's going to make you understand is that no matter what you're in, you gotta take care of yourself first. There's no way you can heal. Only thing we do a lot of times when we don't take care of ourselves physically, whether it's diet or outer appearance, only thing we do with that when we want to sit by ourselves and we become hermits, right? We don't want to talk to anybody, and that's an important thing to do, especially with Black people. With a lot of us don't believe in therapy. We be going. I be talking to my friends and they be telling me stuff that happened to them in the past. I'm like, did you go talk to somebody? Child, I just gave it to God. And you still 20 years talking about the thing you gave to God, right? So suffering out loud, honey. Yeah, and it's spewing all over in your relationships. And now it explains to me why you talk the way you do, or why you behave the way you do, because you have never grieved that situation. What we do is when we go into ourselves, we become hermits and we say, hey, I'm dealing with this. I'm going to deal with this on my own, whether it's a death of a family member, a spouse, whatever the case may be. You just suppress it. It's not that you learn how to heal. You're not really healing. You actually learn how to suppress it. Oh Lord, look who on there, girl. Tell me, give it to God. Yeah, they be telling me something, child, I give you to God. I'm like, honey, you need to talk to somebody. I had a friend recently, she was on my mind, Jermaine, and she was on my mind, and she said, I just checked on her. I just sent her a text. I said, hey, how's everything going? And she said, I'm good, I'm good. But she'd been going through some stuff. I said, mm-hmm. What you been doing? Take care of yourself. I'm just asking the question. So after I asked her that, she says to me, everything all right over there? I said, yeah, everything all right. She said, you need me to beat up somebody? I'm like, now you know what? I sent her back. I said, you need some anger management. You know what I mean? You need to, and she felt, she's like, oh my God. She was like, oh, I'm so loving. I said, there's nothing loving. There's nothing loving. And she meant it in love, but I was like, if that's how you handle problems, we need to deal with it. So I'm just explaining to you that once you start taking care of yourself and becoming the main character in your own life, um, you start feeling really, really, it's not just a feeling, your life changes. It's like you're changing your life, you're healing, You start recognizing red flags in people. You start recognizing the things you need in your life, the things you don't need in your life. And it sounds so crazy just by taking care of yourself. You start realizing that there's certain things I don't need. You know what I mean? It's just that's just what it is. Don, what made you get to a place where you were like, you know what? I need to start taking care of myself. Like, was it just like one day? Because I know you said that your husband had lost some weight just from what he was doing, riding a bicycle or something like that. He had lost weight. Was it him that inspired you? What was it?
because he went to the doctor and they were like, you have to lose some weight, because you're, what is it, pre-diabetic, so he was like, I really don't want to take these pills, and she was like, well, you have to lose the weight, so I'm gonna give you a 30-day prescription of these pills, and when I see you again, if you've lost the weight, we can take you off of them or reduce the dosage. So when he returned, for his next visit, he had lost considerably a lot of weight, and she took him off the pills. So he totally, like, about 80 pounds. He's like, he's back to his ball weight now that he originally was. He was like, nobody told me I was getting fat. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, yeah, yeah. He was like, I don't believe I had all this weight, and I was like, look, we have to make this commitment, and you have, could you, I don't want to have that weight. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause it felt like he lost the weight and it gave it to me because it's like I picked up, you know what I'm saying? Because going through menopause, you have menopause weight. And I would always exercise, but I would never have to do like a strenuous exercise to keep my weight, together. So I went from a size 6, first it was a 4, then it's a 6, then it's an 8, then it's a 10, then it's a 12. And I'm like, wait a minute now. I'm like, oh my goodness, now we gotta do something. This is ridiculous. So I'm like, the older we get, your metabolism really does slow down. So I wasn't as active because I wasn't in the salon every day. So, I was really home a lot. So what, I did, I was home. So first you had COVID, and then after COVID, it was, trying to start back up. So it was like that COVID weight just like really, I think, was the nail in the coffin. So it's like I got up and I was like, I really didn't look in the mirror because I don't know if any of us really looked in the mirror after COVID, but I was like, I just made a commitment to myself, and I didn't do a rush because normally you should be like, okay, I need some pills to help me control. So, I'm a fruit and vegetable girl, but I really needed to incorporate a lot more cardio to burn. Yeah, 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 because it just wasn't going anywhere. So, yeah. Mhm.
That I need more. I do cardio, right? But when it comes to that belly, honey, when you told me those exercises to do, I started doing those. But then I had another friend that was like, do the scissors, do those things to like get into it or whatever. But the thing is, and I love salads. I love veggies, like green. Like I don't know how people eat food and never eat vegetables or whatnot, because I think that messes with your gallbladder and stuff like that. But I love those things. And it do make you feel good. It make you feel good when you go to bed at night and you don't have no headaches, you don't have no stomach issues. You know what I'm saying? You don't have inflammation in your hands and things like that. Like these are things I have, and I was talking to one of my friends, and she was like, we were talking about this young girl, and she said, you can see the inflammation in her body, like in her face, like it's swollen. I was like, yeah, yeah, yeah. And we don't realize that. We just think like, it's early morning, but you see it in the skin. Her skin is breaking out real bad, and it's a young girl. Yeah. So this is why we're talking about the main character. So you definitely want to be in a position where it all goes back to, as if you pay attention to loving yourself and figuring out what works for you, what is it that you need to do to start taking care of yourself and becoming the main character in your life, and then becoming the main character in others' lives. Because like I said, once people start seeing you changing and they noticing like, hey, you done dropped a few pounds. I see Dawn taking pictures of her man and popping them up. I said, look at Dawn. You know what I mean? He done lost, he looking good. You know what I'm saying? When your significant other starts seeing you looking good, it does something. You be proud. You be looking at it like that's mine. You know what I mean? And so that's what happens. Your children start noticing it, and oh my God. Child, please. Hey, Leon. Uh, Child, what we gonna do about that? What we gonna do about him, Don? So, who else that we can think about that is a celebrity that we saw went and changed their look? That is another big thing that you want to do too. Then remember we were talking about that the other day, like how you reinvent yourself. It's like, okay, what am I gonna do with myself? Let's say you're going for something, you're trying to, get more into your business, whatever that is. You're trying to break out more into your business, whether you're a content creator, whether you're into, even as hairstylists, we're constantly reinventing ourselves, right? We're not the same. We know that we have to change as time changes, and we're not changing for the trend of what everybody else is doing, but we're changing to make sure that we're locked into who we are, what makes us feel comfortable, what makes us feel good. Because when we're showing up to clients or when we're taking care of others in our businesses, we feel good. So we're going to give that same energy, and we're going to give the best of the best. So I know we were talking about Rihanna and how we saw her, and then ever since then she changes like clockwork. And I'm gonna be honest, sometimes I would want her to go back to that look. So, um, honey, what happened? Oh my,
Oh Lord.
and Leon, we don't need you to be adding in with the Luther Vandross. Didn't he do that? Take, excuse me, miss. Yeah, we remember that. Estás muy buena, cariño. I don't know what that means. We got a lot of some people coming in today. Some interesting people. But if you get out of hand, I will delete you. All right, we will delete you. But we talked about Rihanna. One of the other things to give you an example of how to become the main character as well, as when you think about just your favorite celeb when they're playing a role. Some of my the people that I love that comes when they do their main character, whatever the role is. To give you an example, is somebody like Viola Davis. You know what I mean? What she played, the I didn't really care for the movie though, but Woman King, she did that. She did so she came, and every time she comes, she's in a different character. For me, Angela Bassett is another one that when she comes in her character. But if you pay attention, right, in her role, but if you pay attention to her, she actually on the regular, Will Smith and Ali. Yeah, yeah, that's a good one. Thank you, Mr. Johnson. What she blah blah. Oh Lord, it's always one. Ooh, they out today. Precious, just precious, honey. So he did. He did. Now this is the thing. This is the thing. And did he get anything for that role? Because he played that role. He definitely played that role. So these are like the definitions or the examples you can do. So, but what you see in the women and in the men that we mentioned, they're showing you they got into character, whatever that character was. They got the script. They say, okay, this is what you're playing, a superhero, whatever. This is the role you have to play, right? But what we're saying to you is, what is your life about? What do you want your life to be? You know, how do you want to manifest and change the things that are going on in your life now? How do you want a better life? You have to become that main character. What? Jamie Foxx. Yeah, Jamie Foxx and hold on, let me make sure I'm all right. Jamie Foxx, Ray Charles. Now he played that. You know, Jamie Foxx is actually a really good actor. He really, really is, or whatever. I like when people make me forget who they are. You know what I'm saying? Like I'd be like, now you did that, you know? And especially when you're very attractive and you're playing a role, you trying to get away from the beauty like Halle Berry, she'll play her roles, right? When you're doing those things. So I just wanted to point that out to you guys to give you an example of what that means, the main character. And we love the fact that Mr. Johnson is bringing the men in to let us know it ain't just y'all women, it's the men too that come in and they play their role. Denzel Washington is a prime example. When he played Malcolm X, he played Malcolm X. He played yeah, what's you know, Training Day was the one for me because he was kind of thug like. I had liked that because he always kind of looked like that, you know, what's that thing like that, you know, clean guy, clean good guy. Yeah, he played that. I said, wait a minute, Denzel. Uh-huh. And then that other one he played. Right, right. What's the other one? Me, Don read that. You can't make this.
Oh my goodness, girl.
Mason, which will be coming soon. You didn't catch it? Child. You can't make this stuff up. You know? Main. Yeah. Have you ever had to transition somebody, which I'm sure you did? When you do makeup, do you just do because I had to do the Disney characters. I can't think of it. It was like a when I was in Orlando and they came to the salon, you know, you gotta do they were in a Disney, not the Disney film, but they were in like a something in the theme park or whatever, and she had a different look, which was really cool. I can't think of it because they actually are on TV, and I had to but it was like a cartoon, and I had to do her in real life. She was actually playing it. Have you ever had to do that, like change somebody into that? Or and then one more thing, because I know you do celebs and stuff. Have you ever like did someone right their makeup or their hair or whatnot, and then you saw them transition before your eyes, like they start talking different and things like that? Child, our regular clients do it the most. Hmm.
Character. Whoever that person shows up once their hair and makeup is done, because once someone gets their hair done, they become a different character. Okay. When they receive a makeup application or have their makeup done, um, they the character comes, you know, is extended, okay, a little bit. Then when they get dressed, okay, when they put the wardrobe on, and hair, makeup, and full costume, they are in full character. Okay, that is the person. It's a totally different person than the person with the bonnet walking around the house and the flip flops and no lashes and no makeup. Because once they put that, some people say once I put my makeup on, I'm a totally different person. It's not about the clothes. It's not about anything else. It's once I get my face on, I'm ready for the world. Because I have on some yoga pants, some sweats. I don't have to be dressed as long as I have my makeup on. So you have some people where makeup is the main character for them. Some people is their hair is the main character for them. Others is their clothing, but it's rare that you find someone that their clothing is the main character and their hair and makeup is not together. So yeah, you're not gonna use yeah, the person that's fashionable and fashiony and on trend or whatever, or the fit is together, is rarely that you see them without their hair and makeup together, even if they're working out with a workout outfit on or the top of the line workout outfit. That workout look and that hair is still a messy, ponytail. She ain't look like she been sweating, but she was like to spray some water on her, do a little refreshing. Yes, the bonnet mafia. So yes, so absolutely. So main character is main character. Main, like I say, main character is seen. She's not heard. They are not heard. Because even when you walk into a concert and you see a couple that walk through, or you go to a comedy show or an event or a restaurant and you see a person come through, you see the person of class come through way before you hear them. Their presence is felt long before you hear their voice. Sometimes their presence is so strong they don't even need to speak. So right. So, beauty is bold, right? It's and it's never loud. Beauty is never loud. It's soft, it's graceful, you know. Yeah. Good morning. Hello.
Kakuza Osama. All right. That is you said that twice. What do you mean by that when you say that? It's not coming in the room and talking loud or anything like that. Is it just like you thank you very much. We're doing great. Thank you for tuning in. Is it when you say beauty is not loud? Is it because you can't really put it in the box because what you know what I mean? Beauty comes in so many things. Do you think beauty is flamboyant? That's what I was about to say because you have. I think it can. I don't think it doesn't add the grace to it or the class. I don't know. I don't want to say that. That's a good question, Jermaine. What do you say to that? Because you said beauty isn't loud. Beauty isn't. I don't know if we just thinking about celebs that are, and from Uganda. Yeah, right on this page, on this live until 8 p.m.
I would say the beauty and the essence of, I think, like, the main character. You know what I'm saying? Like, but when the the thing with I was seeing this documentary on the pimps, right? On pimps, and it was like that was like a whole culture in terms of the girls, the costumes, the hair. You understand what I'm saying? It's like it was a serious character. You understand what I'm saying? And you say to yourself, who came up with this character? Like who, you know what I'm saying? Like where did this character come from that made such a huge impact on the community? Like, from the hat, the cars. I saw where it was like an actual pimp show where they arrived. They had this whole documentary where they arrived and the women took pride. And so I don't, like I said, I didn't, but it was flamboyant. Like the pimp game is just like I'm here. You know what I'm saying? So I don't. It's eccentric. I don't know if it's, yeah.
When you bringing that up, I thought about it made me think about I'm gonna get you sucker. Swanky. Swanky from Good Times, who opened his mink and be selling toothbrushes and gold stuff and all that. Is that who it is? But I was gonna say, like, remember on what is that? I'm gonna get you sucker, or the other show when Martin show. Rem- Remember Martin show and he did the pimps and they had their outfits on and then he had Pam Grier on there and she had her outfits with her bold big afro hair. It was big and it's loud. But I think I know what you're saying. In a sense, like it's for me when you say it's not loud, I think of when someone comes in the room, like I always say, I use it as an example. Um, well, let's say you're having a meeting and everybody is like that came in early, but the guest of honor, the person that's supposed to speak, is not there yet. So we're all sitting around, we chit chatting. But when the person enters the room, they don't come in the room and say, "Hey, I'm the person that's speaking." They don't do any of that. But the way they carry themselves is loud. The energy is loud, but the person doesn't have to tell you who they are. You automatically know who they are. Is that what you mean? Mhm.
don't you don't need all the aesthetics, right? Um to show who you are. You understand what I'm saying? It's like you still have a presence. You can still carry a presence without being flamboyant, if that makes sense. But I think being flamboyant gets you seen. You know what I mean? It's to me it says, um I love a well-dressed man. Or I love well-dressed people. You understand what I'm saying? Yes, yes. So I don't have an issue with someone being flamboyant. You understand what I'm saying? Because that's self-expression. That's who they are. But in terms of me, or that's their beauty. And beauty is in the eyes of the beholder, right? So if that works for you, or if that's like walking up with some Gucci shoes on with the Gucci logo all around it, doesn't say to me, it's just a pair of Gucci shoes with the Gucci logo on it. Mhm.
Believe in the name brand. Now, I don't throw shade at name brand. You can wear it, it's fine. But sometimes just because you're wearing a name brand doesn't qualify you to know how to dress. You just can afford the name brand. So, okay, you're wearing, you know what I mean? Remember back in the day, we from Miami where I got a shirt say Gucci and they be like, they swear they killing it or whatever, or the Gucci signature bags or things like that, right? But it doesn't say to me, oh, this is who that this is who you are, or oh, they own this. It doesn't say that to me. It says it for everybody else differently. I look at like how you're saying you could be flamboyant, and I think it's still beautiful. But I wouldn't put it in a class of grace. I wouldn't put it in a class of class, classiness or different things like that. Flamboyant is more like I'm popping out and you may be gorgeous. You look great and that outfit, everything fits. But it's you can't when you're always loud like that, it's not it okay.
Uh, um, like they have the Gucci with the Gucci logo on it, right? And then you have the Gucci monogram shirt, but then you have also have a Gucci shirt that may be black but has just the stripes on the collar, right? Same Gucci shirt, but two different styles and two different type of people. That's gonna it's still a Gucci shirt, right? But it's not the monogram logo Gucci, right? But it's you have the Gucci in the colors. It's a black shirt with red, green, and gold in the collar, right? Same Gucci shirt, but two totally, different looks. So the dope boy or the one that want to be seen to me because you normally see him right with the monogram, the monogram logo shirt, whereas you would see corporate America or you know someone in the bank, right, or a lawyer have on the same Gucci shirt, right, but it's the black shirt with the color stripes on on the collar. So it's like, even Gucci knows how that they have different levels of of you know, of style choices.
I have a cousin and she will not. My cousin and she's a beautiful girl, whatever, but she will not. If she got something going on, it has to be name brand. I don't get into all that because, huh? I saw it. I saw it. I can't do that, and I'm on the phone on here because it's gonna take it off. But I was gonna say that, but my cousin can't dress. It's like the stuff be name brand, but the way you put it is nothing popping. She don't wear makeup. You know what I mean? It's like different things. That is like okay, you got everything, and it's quality stuff. It looks great, but nobody ever like be like, "Oh, you look good" or whatever, and she be mad about it. She be like, "Oh, you don't see the." No, we don't. We see it, but you know what I mean. But you ain't put it together right. You know what I mean? So I get it. So the flamboyant thing, I think the flamboyant can be beautiful if you know how to put it together, I guess, or whatnot. But it can be beautiful, but it doesn't flow in like you were saying before. It's not loud. It doesn't have to be loud. It doesn't. You don't have to learn. I'm wearing what's wrong. Yeah, yeah.
So, but the like I say, that's the person. That's their personality. That's the that's them. It's
A lot of times they say the loudest one in the room is what? Hmm. You gotta be bold and say, I'm just thinking out loud, but I'm like,
how they express themselves through their clothing because it's not. You remember fashion is fashion. So if I choose to be a flamboyant fashionista, you know, that's who I choose to be. Like that's you own that, right? So that becomes that's their main character. Their main character is I am a flamboyant person. Period. So it's not, period. Yeah, that's it's beautiful because they own it, right? They're not flamboyant today, because a flamboyant person is flamboyant all the time. They have no off. They're not. There's no off day. You know them as that's their main character, right? So that's them. Everything about them is flamboyant, from their car to their house to their clothing, their relationship. You understand what I'm saying? Because they are peculiar people. They're very interesting. You understand what I'm saying? So no, I don't. Yeah, they're not. It's nothing. It's nothing wrong. No, no, no. It's nothing wrong. It's just flamboyant is that's me, and they own it. So I love a flamboyant person. There's nothing wrong. I'm not that. I'm just me. But I've been called that. I've been called that. Yeah, by insecure insecure people. When you're in a room with people and they're comparing their lives to yours, and they feel inadequate, then they pick you, they pick at you, why you got to be so flamboyant, you know I might yeah, yeah.
I used to I did a video about that where somebody told me why I gotta come to work dressed up every day. Uh what do you mean? I'm representing myself. This is how I feel. I feel good today. Oh, you shouldn't we wear t-shirts and jeans. Well, that's what y'all want to do. And that's great. That's good for you, but that's not what Lee gonna do. Lee like heels. You know what I mean? So that's what it is. You do what you want to do. I love to feel elegant sometimes. Most of the time, I like to feel classy. I like to, just be chill. So that's just me. But I do agree with Jay. Flamboyant can be beautiful. So I definitely agree with that. Jay, I did see the text. I just couldn't go to it because I'm actually on the phone. So I feel like if I click off, then I'm gonna shut it down. And we shut it down anyway. We thank you guys for tuning in today to today's topic, which was your beauty is the main character. I pray that we were able to help you get ideas and figure out what you need to do to become a main character in your own life and to the people in your life that you love. Be a better representative of yourself. Because how you carry yourself, we always say this, it speaks volumes, whether you believe it or not. And please, at the end of this, please stay away from the bonnets. Don't wear the bonnets outside. All right. That's all we ask. Bonnet Mafia, we asking you to stay away. Now we will not be live on the 18th. I think that 18th or something like that. We will not be live, but we should be here. Is that next week? Hold on. Where we at? Oh, let me. Oh, we'll be here next Sunday, guys. We will be here next Sunday. And hopefully we will see you here again. Thank you for tuning in. Please like and share and subscribe. And we will see you next week, same time. Thank you again, Don, our co-host, Don Ferguson. And we'll see you next week. Bye. Thank you.